This summer I had the pleasure of taking 8 upward bound students to South Africa, Stellenbosch University. And I also had the pleasure of going along with my colleague from John Deere Company, Jeff. Jeff, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Jeff McDaniel. I've got 20 years with John Deere, and I currently work for our John Deere financial arm of the corporation. Been working with Dr. Kamatuka here for about the last 6 or 7 years, the Upward Bound organization.
From my point of view, I needed to provide opportunity for these students to experience getting out of Kansas and going to a different continent.
I think the experience was a once in a lifetime for them, I think. And to be able to sit there with them in the classrooms, seeing them interact with students from somewhere on basically the other side of the globe.
Yes.
We had that one time where we sat down in one of the dorms and there was three of the South African students, and we just sat there and they asked each other questions.
Oh, I remember that.
It was so incredible,
yeah.
Because they sat there for about an hour and a half, and by the end of it, they felt like they were best friends, and they all had very similar problems and very similar. They all came to realize that they're all just people.
The most impactful part about the trip was learning to see the world as a better place. There are many similarities in the way that they learn. I would say I did change from the South Africa trip because I learned to value and appreciate the things I have, because not everybody can have the same things that we do. And again, I would just like to say thank you to everyone that made this trip possible. Thank you for inviting me so I can see other places in the world, and I will definitely be going back.
The study abroad experience in Cape Town, South Africa was a multifaceted adventure, I'll say. We took 8 students, 4 from Kansas City and 4 from Topeka. Each of the students have been stellar scholars in our program, have had excellent attendance, great grades, and really embrace the spirit of learning something new and stepping out of their boundaries.
Other than the schematics program, so they did take classes with a mentor. Each of them had a mentor that they would go with. They would greet us in the morning and then take the students with them to their classes, kind of give them an idea of what their schematics program looks like. And that would be kind of the time that we would be talking with the staff and collaborating with them. And then after those days in the classes, we would take them to do different cultural activities. Our students did participate in labs. Our students came out of that and told us that it was really fun and exciting, and it was very interesting for them to be doing some hands-on work, especially with the students and at a university.
From the beginning to the end, it was an amazing experience because the vast majority of the students who attended the trip had never flown before. So I had the opportunity to really teach them some of those secondary skills, right? Those skills that you don't get in your high school classroom. So we went through TSA and we went through the terminology that they use, right? So they were able to learn a lot of those secondary skills, those soft skills.
I remember one of the students said, Dr. K, seems like the courses they're taking are very tough. So it was also good for them to see that, and I said, maybe it's not, maybe it's the way they were taught. Mm-hmm. That maybe it's different, but they caught up. It was okay throughout the week. But we wanted also to making sure that they experience culturally what the Cape Province, specifically Cape Town, has to offer. So we took them to Table Mountain. Mm-hmm. They rode their cable car. And then we took them to restaurants. They went to game reserves. I think overall it was a good experience, to the point I will not be surprised if any of these students say, maybe from graduate school or whatever, I want to go study in South Africa.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised, and vice versa.
Yep. Well, and we do have some of the folks from South Africa that maybe want to come over here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I really like how they had us go to where they was learning and really observe them on what they do on a day-to-day basis, and that's what I liked about that also, right? And as this trip changed me as a person, I think it has, right? It's made me more aware of the people around us. I don't really want to know like what they're doing. Like now I'm curious. I want to see what everybody's doing, like how their life is going and how they live day to day and what's going on in their lives. That's what I really want to learn.
I've long known as a researcher, when you look at something from a single angle, you don't get the full picture. You don't understand, you don't get to figure out how to move forward. You need to see it from multiple angles. And so the idea that some of our students here in Kansas that have never been outside perhaps the state of Kansas could go to another country that grew up in a different way, have experiences through different angles. I thought that was the most amazing thing that we could do to open up the world for those students. And who knows what's going to come from those small efforts, that one summer, that few days spent somewhere else. But I've already been hearing that wonderful things are happening, that people are thinking about things in different ways. And Stellenbosch may come with some of their students to visit us next year. And I'm thrilled for them, just as I've been thrilled for our own students.
The experience that I am most thankful for is just being able to experience some of these firsts with the students. The first time on a plane, or the first time eating food that's new, or the first time trying to do a dance. I love watching their eyes light up. I love watching the awe that you get from being someplace new, or just doing a first. And I really enjoyed that. And I also really enjoyed just spending that quality time with the students. It was just a phenomenal experience, and I'm so thankful for Dean Ginsberg, Dr. Kingston, and Dr. Kamatuka for making it happen for us.
What I wanted to accomplish from the trip was to learn about new people and meet new people. The most impactful part for me was being able to interact with the students at the Stellenbosch University, talk to them about their cultures, how much we had in common, which we listened to similar music. I don't know what I was expecting, but we all listened to pretty much hip-hop. I know there was a kid there whose favorite artist was J. Cole, and there were also kids there whose favorite artists were like Playboy Cardi and stuff like that.
Overall, just going from traveling state to state as a student in Upward Bound, and now being able to travel out of country as a staff member, I would just say I'm really grateful, and that it is an experience that has taken me from being a first-gen low-income student when I was a freshman, and I'd just been admitted into the program, and I had no idea really what I wanted to do with my life and what options I even had, and that there were schools in different states that I could possibly attend, or even now seeing that our students could possibly go out of the country if they wanted to for college, and we could make it happen for them. It's just really interesting, and it opens and broadens my horizon to think like nothing is impossible.